Well, when I bought this, there was just a big hole here that went, I guess, back through to this other hole, like a storage locker, and he cut through two bulkheads. Which is unwise because these, when they're extended, support the almas. And those bulkheads are designed to keep the boat from flexing. So I've re-glassed those in, reinforced where these anchor into the deck. So I've glassed underneath these on all points because I noticed I could practically pull them up through the glass. And they've gotten weak over time. It's a 1980s boat, so that's multiple layers of glass under there, and then large backing plates. Wow, all 4 points. The floor would flex when you got into the boat here. So I just to cut it out. So I cut the floor out, and I put epoxy in some stringers across, and right here obviously is where the keel, dagger board, keel, whatever comes up in a trunk. So now the floor, I glass both sides, marine plywood, put it down, I've ferried it. So the floor is really sturdy now. So anyways, yeah, so then I've added this extra stringer piece because you can see it was cut out. And this is the Traveler, and the Traveler would take a fair amount of force. And I'm sure it was strong enough, but it should be joined through. So it's back to its original spec, factory spec. And then add a little hatch in here, just a little handheld bilge pump. You know, it's got to be plumbed yet, but that's designed to plumb. And I decided that it comes with this little compartment down here, so I insulated it underneath and sides back. So it's a little ice box, you know. So once that gets sealed, you'll have a proper ice box, which you could refrigerate if you wanted to. And then I have these little cutouts here, which are just basic, very crude cutouts into the fiberglass. It's always nice to have I don't even know what these are called, but it's a little bit of combing, I guess, around there. It's been, I routed it, and I got to fill these little bits. And it'll be painted the same color as the hull. They're both sides, and it's just to, you know, add a little bit of finish to the boat. Same thing's going to happen with this. That'll be just a water bottle storage or something. Yeah, and then so I've added extra storage here. This was already there. I guess the battery box would go there. Through here, which is where you would raise and lower the dagger board, and this fit on there. So I've reinforced this with glass because it was pretty flimsy. And the previous shivs that were in there were, these are shivs. I think that's what they're called. I forget now. But anyways, this goes in there, and they're pretty ratty. I mean, they're all chipped. They've been in there probably since manufacture. The last owner of the boat said that he did some work here, but I can't really see what he did because you would have replaced these. You wouldn't put these back in, I wouldn't have thought. So I've taken out the chain plates from here. What's going to happen from the wire rigging, chain plates will go back, but they'll go onto synthetic standing rigging, which will go onto tangs with eyes. That's another I'll update when I get those parts. Just for lowering and raising the mast, I think synthetic line is a lot easier than nets. They attach onto here and to here. And basically, I could just pull this off. There was nothing really backing, just simple screws in the fiberglass. So I put a backing plate in, glassed in a backing plate in behind here, then ferried out the top with some epoxy to stiffen it up so that when it goes back together, there's no chance that this net's going to just tear off. Impacted at some point here, so there was no channel anymore. So I created a little mold out of cardboard. There's still some cardboard there, and then poured in epoxy, and I'm just busy sanding that flush again to match the other side. That was also impacted here at some point. Put this hatch in here, which is not bedded down yet because I'll do that after I paint. So basically rope storage or, you know, fender storage. They'll hang in this locker, lazarette actually is what it's called because I'm stern the boat. But yeah, just this little hatch thing just makes it a little bit tidier. A little heavy compared to tries of modern design, but humongous cockpit, which you could overnight camp in. So it's going to be fun.